Morning, welcome from a sunny Norfolk. The sun is out. Today is going to be a good day. Well, we hope. So the Evo is going to Gary's at APT for mapping. Been a long time coming. The car is now finally out of the workshop. Here she is, ready to go. As you can see, it's very nearly finished. So Gary's going to be finishing off a bit of wiring. So these bits down here, this is all bits of the loom that Gary did. And so he's going to be connecting these up and doing the wiring for the throttle body. He's also going to be connecting up the fuel hoses. So we've got it as far from the tank to the filter. But yeah, she's nearly there. Few little odds and sods to finish once it's back, but we've got a list here. This is a box of bits to go to Gary's. So yeah, we've got a bit of a list for Gary, but you can see she's pretty much there. So we've obviously not done first start. That's going to happen at Gary's. I think I said that in the last video. So Gary will sort of commission it, do first start, give it a good check over. A little bit daunting, obviously, without it running here. We've not really been able to test anything, so you know, we can't check for leaks or anything like that. So a bit nervous, but also very excited. We gave it its first clean at the weekend after it came out of the workshop. Obviously it's got dusty in there. It's been in there for a few months. Interior's not too far off. Again, we've sort of left all the lower trims and glove box and everything out, so Gary's got access to the wiring if he needs it. We've got the Haltech dashing, which I really like. It's one of my favourite parts of the interior. So yeah, we've got the 9 GT seats. We've got the rear seats in, headline, and it's all been retrimmed. Got the Lail Beat Rush shifter, which feels mega, even, you know, just sat. That feels really good. A lot of people say a lot of good things about them. So yeah, she is nearly there. Let me show you underneath. We've left this door card off. That's to be put back on when it comes back. Basically the guy that's doing the alarm and the tracker, he needs access to the central locking module in that door. So we've left that off for that reason. Let me take you around the back. I'll show you properly on the ramp, I'm sure. But there she is underneath. So we need to get a boot lock. But yeah, we're gonna get this loaded up and get all the bits and bobs in the van for Gary. Get it over there. Like I say, pretty nervous. Not sure if I'm more excited or nervous. Probably a bit more nervous. Like I say, we've not been able to test anything, so yeah, it's going to be a bit nerve-wracking.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
Why stopping me?
Right, we're all loaded up, ready to head back to base with the car. What to say, mega pleased, and obviously with anyone who's built a car or a bike, you know, had a long-term project with a vision, and they take your time, they take it out of you, you know, the stress and trying to find the parts and things go wrong, and so yeah, it's definitely been testing, but it's, you know, you keep saying to yourself, oh, hopefully it's worth it, hopefully it's worth it. And yeah, the result on the dyno is really good. I couldn't really be happier with that. We expected around 600-ish. So for it to do, I think it did on its highest run was 625. I think that was at 2 bar. So it ran 607 point something, 607.2 at 1.8 bar. Gary then went at 2 bar, that ran 625. I think he did another 2 bar run just to make a little tweak, that then ran 623.5. We won't really run it at 2 bar, to be honest, you know, that's the turbo maxed out, and but yeah, at 1.8 bar, 607 is pretty impressive. Happy with that. It's got really nice mid-range, with it being 2.3, really nice mid-range on the graph. Really excited to drive it, see what it's like. We got some jobs to do. There's a few sort of setbacks with it at Gary's, which we fully expected. That, like I said, when we brought the car over, it's untested. We've not done a first start, check for leaks, all that sort of stuff. So overall, actually really sort of impressed with the issues that were found, which were a power steering leak from the rack, and that was down to a little O-ring, and then the other was the aircon compressor. We're trying to figure it out. Clutch would not engage. I brought a spare compressor over to Gary's. We sort of stripped the pulleys and that apart. We're trying to avoid taking the whole compressor off, you know, draining the gas back out, compressor off, compressor back on, refill the gas. So we just took the pulley off and the magnet and everything, bench tested everything seemed to work, put it all back together, wouldn't work, sort of half apart again, seemed to work again, back together again, didn't work, scratching our heads back and forth, and we finally sort of realised we've got bad earth. It was showing that it had an earth. I think that earth through the compressor, through the bracket, and because it's all painted, so we just put its own earth on there for now, and that started working fine. So we've got, it's all wired in, but we've got a little sort of adjuster boost knob to put in, settings 0 to 9. So we've just got to fit that, but that's all set up ready to go in. Make some adjustments on the dash, and bleed the brakes, fiddle around with the power steering pipe that's stopping the intercooler sitting all the way back, and fit arch liners, things like that. Then we can get it up the road, see what it's like, which is going to be pretty mega. So just drove it into the trailer. First time in our ownership that car's driven into a trailer under its own sort of propulsion. Normally it's been winched or pushed, and I know that before we had it, that wasn't used for a number of years, so I think probably, I reckon it's been off the road it must be 9 years, yeah, probably 9 years, I think, if I'm right. So yeah, really happy, mega happy in fact. Yeah, really pleased. It's hard to sort of put it in words, but yeah, always been a dream to have a really well spec'd sort of decent power Evo that's really clean, and for me and Carly to have it sort of built together. Yeah, it's pretty special, to be honest. So yeah, now going to get it out of the trailer, get it locked away, and then next week we'll just do a few bits and bobs and we'll get it out and do some test miles in it. So look forward to some onboard footage hopefully in the near future. But for now, we have a running, working, tested 600 plus horsepower Evo. So yeah, awesome. So Evo's back on the ramp, a few little jobs to finish. We want to show the highs and the lows, and this one's a bit of a low, which is a pain. We obviously did well at Gary's, did very well, very happy. On a high, that was at the weekend, so obviously then coming on Monday, one of the jobs that we needed to sort was starter motor sounded a bit weird, almost like it was skipping a bit. So obviously we hadn't started it here, and that had first start over at Gary's. Gary mentioned it sounded a bit funny when I heard it start. Yep, sounds a bit funny, we'll look at that. So on the ramp, starter motor off. Excuse the mess on here. There's a starter motor, genuine starter motor, been refurbished. Can't see anything wrong with that. However, when we took the starter motor off, can you see in there, we are missing a tooth. Yep. So that's a XCD twin plate. So spoke to Gary. He said he'd never seen that happen before. Spoke to Gav at Ross Sport regards getting a flywheel. Excuse me, I'm a bit full of cold. And he'd also never heard of that. We can't figure it out. It's baffled us all because basically all the starter motors are the same, and that clutch kit fits on all the variants. So there shouldn't be an issue. They should line up fine. So we're a bit baffled. We're gonna just pop the starter motor off another Evo that we've got here, just compare, and yeah, we're now going to take the gearbox out. So a bit of a kick in the teeth on a Monday morning. But joys of cars, and the best thing to do is just crack on and get it done. Could have been worse, could have been a gearbox issue or an engine issue, or so, on the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad, but it is a pain. So yeah, just when you think you're getting towards the end of it, gearbox back out, and we're waiting on the flywheel. Hopefully that'll be here either today or tomorrow. And we can get the gearbox back in and then carry on with finishing the car off. So yeah, there we go. Not the greatest of highs to finish the video on, but still happy overall. Car did very well, car's running well. It's getting close to the vision that we had of our Evo build, but yeah, a bit of a step backwards. Didn't really know what to say when Steve popped the starter motor out and we spotted that tooth. We've checked around the flywheel. There's a couple of places where you can see the teeth are not necessarily damaged but marked. I suppose you expect it to a degree, where the starter motor usually engages in 2 or 3 places the same every time. So yeah, there we go, bit of a pain. But any suggestions on why that might have happened would be greatly received, because we can't figure it out. Starter motor seems fine. It's a genuine starter motor. The starter motors fit across pretty much all of the Evos, and like I say, same with the clutch kit, so we can't really figure it out. But what we don't want to do is put the new flywheel on, put that starter motor on again, and have the same happen again. So we're probably not going to refit that starter motor. We're going to test it, obviously, bench test it, and if all seems fine, we'll pop it on another Evo that we take the starter motor off, and just make sure that does spin that car fine, which it should do. We can't see any reason why it shouldn't. Everything looks fine. Right amount of teeth, etc., etc. So yeah, it's one of them. But hopefully we'll on the next video it'll be our first drive and it'll be all finished, so you'll get to see it finished. But yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Thanks.